transgender people, the because in Brazil I have some kind of this too. Later about USA and Florida or in your state too.
In the United States, it's really interesting because you have the federal government, but then all the states can kind of do what they want. So, in some states, on the topic of transgender care, um, several states are attempting to or have already succeeded in making it illegal for any doctor to give someone gender affirming care. And in some states, I believe in Texas, you can actually, as an ordinary citizen, report any doctor.
When Trump was in the power, it's worse to those people, or is the same thing right now?
Trump is that he very much appealed to the emotions of people. So he, because he was so just terrible, brazenly racist, brazenly misogynist, and homophobic, and all those things, it gave, when he was president, a lot of things started changing. And regardless of whatever president we have now, those things are still happening. And
I think general the governments changed this stuff, and all these minorities are more represented. When we changed the president, you can make a protest.
in theory, the United States is a democracy where the people have the power to change. In actuality and practice, it rarely works that way. So, I mean, if you protest, you're gonna get like arrested and all this shit. Will criminalize the protest, even though it's the First Amendment right of the people. Nowadays, with Biden as the president, more positive changes are happening. And so there's a little bit of hope now, but it's still very much
The most conservative wing don't agree with the people, the children, changed them uh, genetic sex in the like 6 years, 7 years.
um, the right wing, the conservative faction, really tries to fearmonger about that and convince people that children are allowed to have surgery and permanent changes and everything when that's not actually the case. They feel like they were born in the wrong body or whatever. The options available to them are just therapy, and then their parents allowing them to dress and present and act and hang out with who they want. And I feel like that's completely appropriate. Whether or not you believe that gender dysphoria is like a disease or a disorder, or you believe that it's a mental health problem, it's traumatic for those people to like be forced to live as a gender they feel like isn't their own. And the most successful way of treating it and preventing suicide is to just allow them to be the gender they feel they are.
So you think
Yeah.
need something to do, or okay, she feels like a girl, need to compete like a girl, or it's difficult to answer.
On the one hand, um, I don't think it's okay to just tell people, especially children, that you can't play a sport because you don't fit in the right gender category. But on the other hand, I do understand that it can be unfair.
It's hard you compete a man and a woman, but I think we like a community, like a society, we need to include. So I think it's not a problem just in sports, but it's about you don't hate these people.
Definitely believe that everything needs to be approached with empathy and inclusion. Is a society is to make people more secure.
Thank you so much for the interview.